Gaja right now. This is the most loved to be hated course on Zwift. Everyone loves it, everyone hates it. You know what to expect. It's flat, it's 3 hills. Peter Sagan did it. Libby Hill, 23rd Street, Governor's Hill. That's it. We have 45 riders here. We're looking at the A's right now. In a minute, the B's are going to go off. A minute behind them, the C's are going to go off, but the C's are only going to do 1 lap. The D's are also doing 1 lap. Right now, we're on the A's. There are 45 riders. This is a big pack today. I see a lot of names who I want to talk about. The team standings are tight. Overall, over the whole race, Cryogen C has a 4-point lead on Kirkmeyer A. So there's over 1,668 points for first place and 1,664 points for second place. And it's not just between the A's themselves, it's between the A's and the C's. So the A Kirkmeyer followed by, they're in second place, and the Cryogen C's are in first place. So everyone's trying to win across all kinds of categories. So here we go. Fairly muted start. It's going to be a little bit because the first hill that's coming is Libby Hill. It'll take these guys about a minute to a minute and 5 seconds. It's all out. It's white knuckling the handlebars. It's looking down. No one's even looking at your screen. You're going all out. If you've done this course, you can kind of break down the effort into smaller little pieces. So it starts with a small incline, and then you hit cobblestones with double-digit percentage increases, and that's where you really have to get on the pedals and really give it everything you got. Right now, we clicked on Mergelas. Kirkmeyer, he's one of the 3 Kirkmeyer riders in here. I see Schwarz, who's also here. I don't see Stefan in here. I was looking at the pre-race, so I don't see Stefan, who won last week. But I did see big numbers from some other teams, including Cryogen, including TFC, and I really saw some other names I want to talk about. Let's see if I can grab these guys. I'm just quickly looking through the names. Here's a Foudre rider. The Foudre guys always show up. Cops is always in the mix. Simon Nielsen we saw. I'm just giving some riders. Oh, I saw Stefan. So I saw Stefan Kirkmeyer. Here he is. Let's give him a ride on. Relaxing at the back because everyone knows what's coming. It's all about the 3 hills, and it's not just 1 lap, it's 2 laps. I did see, Ed E. Veal. I'm trying to click. So this is Ed Veal. I believe this is the Canadian National 1-hour record holder. So if anyone has raw power, it is this man right here. And you can see him right now cranking out 300 watts. Unfortunately, he's not wearing a heart rate monitor, but he's the real deal, make no doubt about that. Also, I did see a KISS Super League rider in here. He was pre-registered by the name of Benjamin Andrew, but I don't see him right now. So if we see him, I'll click on him, but otherwise, the group's staying together. It's about 20 to 22 minutes per lap, 2 laps. And like I said earlier, not much is going to happen. You can see these numbers in the high 3s, low 4s. If you're strategic and you can stay in the back, you kind of get your heart rates a little lower, get the power a little less. I'm looking for the rocket. Here he is, the guru, the sensei, always in the perfect position. There he is. Give him a ride on. Let him know we're talking about him. So there they go. It'll be about 10 plus minutes until the first climb. So until then, I don't see much is going to happen. Let me see if I can grab the Bs because I saw a ton of B riders. Like I said, 75 B riders. The Bs again are led overall by Kirkmeyer, who has a commanding lead over Cryogen, followed by Dirt. So those are the 3 teams that are in the standings, and I know all of them have at least 3 riders in here today. And I did see, again, big numbers from BRT, TFC, Foudre, a ton of teams. Team Portugal, that's another one. Here's Bowen. We see him every week. Consistent finisher. Kirkmeyer. So you can see this pack is really blobbed up right now. 147 heart rate, 146. It almost looks like everyone is still here. There's well over 60 riders still in this pack. It's going to be wild once the Bs hit that first Libby Hill. Just giving some ride-ons. No one's going out too hard. I did this race earlier this morning. The start was one of the most muted starts I've done in Zwift racing. And that's just because the climb is looming And it's not just one, it's 3 back-to-back-to-back climbs. So I want to talk about the climbs a little bit. The first climb is Libby Hill. Once the KOM starts, it's not the steepest part. So you have to maintain good positioning, but you have to keep something left in your reserves. Because once the cobblestones hits, that's when all your incremental efforts will yield exponential returns. So if you're doing 200 watts versus 300 watts in flat riding, it might not make a huge difference. You might still be in the pack. Whether you're front of the pack, back of the pack, it doesn't matter. You're still in the pack. However, the 200 versus 300 watts at every incremental increase in incline is going to yield even greater results. So the greater the incline, the more you have to push, and the faster you're going to create gaps. So that's what it is. Here they go. They're just kind of rounding about, getting a feel for everyone. I really don't expect any moves, at least until we get to the overpass, which is beyond the Richmond flat roads. So here's the Rocket, comfortably in the pack at 37th place. His heart rate is a little high, 177. I think he wants it to be a little lower than that before he hits the first climb. I see a lot of familiar names. Cops, Donnelly, like I said, a lot of familiar names. TFC, Kirkmeyer. Within the A's specifically, first place is Kirkmeyer, second is Cryogen, third is TFC. And it's only 3 riders that score. It's really a team race, so you're looking for your top 3 finishers. You can look at the jerseys and tell who's on what team. I can clearly see 4 Cryogen riders. Cryogen wears that blue and white kit. I can clearly see at least 3 Neon TFC riders. I see the draft rider right there. So it's easy to tell who's who by the color of their jersey or the design of their jersey. The numbers are getting down. Bucalado is down to 2.7. Unfortunately, no heart rate. Here's Tom Gakes. We see him every week, 138. He's looking good. Simon Nielsen, Fusion. The Portuguese team, again, with their 2 riders who always show up, and the third rider is always Jorge Caldera, and he is not really an A rider, but he always shows up in the A race to get those points for the team standings. So I see someone up front making a move. D. Larson. Cranking out 400 watts. Let's check out Zwift Power, see if I can see some live. This is Daniel Larson. He's actually a B cat according to Zwift Power. Let's click his profile. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so this man can crank out some watts. So it looks like Tormont has taken the bait, and he's going 470 watts, 440 watts, but none of this, I don't want to say smart riders, but none of the seasoned veterans are really going after this because they know what's coming, and this is really just a move to burn your own matches. Again, Torment is still pumping out 5+, Larson 5+, but no one's really falling for it. Here's a TFC rider, 2 TFC riders on the front. Nothing above 5, definitely not going to bring them in. I don't know. These riders are still going for it, even though the gap is not increasing. It's remaining at this 3-second range. But Larson, he's resilient with his 400 watts. Okay, so they're going to make a right turn and then another right, and they're going to go downhill for a little bit. So while they're doing their downhill, oh, and before they do that, let's get Nick Hurd, Cryogen. He's going to go for it right now. So Hurd is going to go for it. He threw out some red numbers. I wonder if it hurt him at all. Let's remember this for later on when these guys go over Libby Hill and 23rd Street. Let's remember Nick Hurd did that little dig. I wonder if it took anything out of him because it was completely unnecessary. 2 riders going alone. The group would have absolutely caught them on the downhill. So we're just kind of analyzing the race, looking at it from an overview perspective. They're going to go downhill. They're going to get reblobbed up. Let's check out the Bs. Again, still nothing for the Bs. this massive pack of 60 plus still together. I see a lot of colors, a lot of yellows, a lot of TFC, a lot of Kirkmeyer, a lot of BRT. That's great to see. A lot of BRT riders with the Power Tap kit. A couple pink jerseys I see, a couple dirts, a lot of cryogens. 3R, I see a couple 3R jerseys. So it looks like a lot of teams are well represented throughout this race. Can I grab the C's? The C's aren't coming up on my screen, so I don't want to miss. Here's Mark Worthington, last week's winner of the team series. And last week was the Jungle Circuit. And here's Claire, the king of the B sprint. So if it does come down to a sprint, Claire's the man to look out for, but it's going to be really, really difficult for this race to come down to a sprint. So again, these are, I guess, they're going to pick up speed downhill, minus 5%, minus 4%. You can see the numbers increasing. I'm watching the Facebook feed, so drop a comment if you're watching with me. Yeah, so this first climb is about a minute, and like I said, positioning is everything until the cobblestones hit. And then you really want to crest the hill with company, because if you're not cresting with company, you're forced to continue that effort while others are able to recover in the pack. So you're kind of still chasing while others are able to enjoy the benefits of the draft. So let's see, they're going to go straight, they're going to do a U-turn, and then it's going to start the first hill, Libby Hill. There's always an attack early on. I'm anxious to see who it is. I want to see Stefan. I wonder if he's going to make a move, because he made a courageous killer move last week that got him the win over Jungle Circuit, which was really, really difficult to make a break stick. Okay, so we're just clicking. Let's see if we could get a final count. Let's find the rocket. Okay, so there are 35. I'm interested to see how many are going to survive, because you can really maintain one punch over a minute and even two punches, but once the third governor's climb and you have to sustain that effort for a longer period of time, that's when some might get dropped off the back. The rocket, his heart rate's getting lower, 169. We saw him at 177 earlier. Here's Hurd. Oh, he's back down to 126, so I may have bit my tongue a little bit, but he's looking good. Wearing the Garmin kit with the green jersey. Let's keep clicking up. Murgalas, Kirkmeyer, he's always a contender. Did I see Sanjath, who I think won 2 weeks ago with a 1500 watt sprint? I don't see him today. This might not be the course for him with his raw power, because these punchy climbs are really, really brutal. So it's getting almost about a minute out. You can see on the top right the mini map. You can see the road ending. They're going to make that U-turn, and then they're going to come back, and the incline is going to start. Like I said, I'm watching the comments, so feel free to comment. Okay, we're just kind of waiting. Everyone's in that waiting period. The calm before the storm. Everyone's kind of walking to their death. Anxious to see who's going to survive, who's not going to survive. I think this morning there were about 40 or 50 riders, and after the first climb, it was already down to 10 or 15. So this first climb is really going to kill all these guys. You're going to see a lot of 7, 8, and even 9s maintained throughout this whole climb. Okay, here comes the turnaround. Now is when you need to start thinking about positioning. You don't want to be in the back now. So if you see the rocket, exactly what I was thinking. You got to start thinking about moving up, because you don't want to be caught off the back. The pace is going to start to increase. The incline is going to come right now. Everyone's moving up just a little bit. You don't want to be on the front quite yet, because the cobblestones haven't hit yet. You just want to be towards the front, and you do not want to get dropped at this point. So here they go. You're going to see the KOM banner on the right hand side any minute now. Is anyone going to make an early move? I don't think so. Okay, so there it is. Here's the KOM start. So from now, it's going to be about a minute to a minute 10 seconds. And here goes Gajda from draft. He's going early. He's going really, really early. He's got a second on Fichu already. And he's going alone. And here's Ed Veal, like I told you, that national champion. So he's got the power. But it's still a little early. And look at the Rocket. He's in that perfect position. Don't break the wind. Not quite yet, Rocket. Let's move back a little bit. These riders are all in that perfect position. There's going to be a little downhill. And then once the cobblestones hit, it's going to be all out. Okay, here they go. Watch the incline numbers. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus. Okay, here they go. Right turn. Everyone's going to stomp on it. Everyone needs red numbers to survive here. Everyone, everyone, everyone. If you don't have red, you're not going to survive. 700 watts, 188 heart rate, 170 heart rate. All these guys are absolutely giving it everything. White knuckling the handlebars, looking down, not even looking at the screen because you have to give it everything. There's the top of the banner. You can see it. One more right turn. Keep going over the banner. Don't stop at the top. And there's the Rocket cresting in first position because he knows exactly where to be at all times. 104. That's smoking. So here they go. There's a little gap between Joe Leaf. Okay, so here's the gap. 2 seconds to Joe Leaf. And this is what I was talking about. Joe Leaf is still going at 7.5. Trying to catch on that wheel. And let's look at the Rocket. 2.9. That's the difference. 7.5 versus 2.9. The Rocket is taking it easy while you have Joe Leaf back here still cranking it at 7 just to get that wheel. You have to give that effort on those inclines. You have to give it everything you have. Okay, so it looks like Joe Leaf's going to make it. And there's Nick Hurd, what we were talking about earlier. Just missed it. So I think that's the race for Nick Hurd unless he can get the pack, because the speed of the 16 in front of him is going to increase so much, whereas he's going to slow down through this draft. And there's a Rocket, 0.0. I mean, putting on a clinic, the sensei, the guru, the master of Zwift racing. Okay, here they go. Right turn, 30 seconds, all out, no questions asked. Let's do this. There they go. Have to have red numbers again. 23rd Street, red numbers for everyone. 9, 8, heart rate's getting up. Your legs are starting to feel the lactic acid. You cannot get dropped here. You made it over Libby Hill. You cannot get dropped here. So here's Gajda 1 second back. He's in that danger zone. There's Joe Leaf. Now he's hurting from trying to catch on that last climb. Now he's hurting. So now he's got to give that effort. Don't save anything. Keep going. Okay, so Gajda and Joe Leaf are not in the draft, whereas Crabe, so there's 13 riders right now, and the Rocket. So Joe Leaf again. I just don't like his positioning. He's got to stay more forward. Okay, but I think he's going to be able to get it, and I think Gajda's also going to be able to get it. So it looks like there's 15 riders that are going to make this front pack of the A's, and that's only after 18 minutes and after 2 hills. And some of the most seasoned guys have been dropped, including including Nick Hurd, including Ed Veal, all of these guys, Donnelly, all these guys that we've seen earlier dropped after just 2 climbs. And here they go, these 2 riders, they just need to grab that wheel. I don't know, I don't like this 3-second gap, but luckily this Governor's Hill climb continues a lot of momentum, and they might be able to continue their speed if they can work together and sort of build it up, because this front pack is slowing down a lot. They're going 3.0 or lower. Here's Simon Nielsen at 2.9, 2.0. You can see the heart rate is getting really low, 132, 177 watts. Okay, this is the final climb, and this is Governor's Hill, and the finish of the lap is going to be at the top of this climb. All right, 12, Gajda. Is he just going to be able to grab it? He's got to give it a little oomph right here. The oomph. Okay, there's Joe Leaf. Luckily, they're working together, and they're just working so hard just to get the back of the pack. Okay, there's Stefan comfortably at 400 watts, 160 heart rate in 10th position. On the front, I'm looking at some names. Hendricks, here's Schwartz, Kirkmeyer, always there. He doesn't want to be on the front. You can clearly tell by the severe drop-off in watts once he got to the front. Simon Nielsen, Schwartz. So there are still 3 Kirkmeyer riders in this front pack. Oh, and it looks like Joliffe and Gaja just couldn't quite do it. So again, Joliffe at 6.0, but that 5-second gap, it was that Libby hill, that first hill. Just that 1 second incremental effort was the whole race because he had to work so hard to get to 23rd Street, and that was it. So we're getting back up to Schwartz, who is 11. I believe that's going to be 11 or 12 riders in this front pack. Oh wow, but I see a big blob approaching them. You can see on the top right of the mini map, you can see all those red dots. And they might have the numbers to catch them on this flat if these guys get a little too content. So here's Henderson, 3R. It looks like Hendricks is going to break the wind at 195 heart rate. So this rider is at his absolute max right now. And you can see the banner coming up. So next lap is the final lap. And this is why it's so precarious on this finish, because it's farther out than you think, the finish line, and you just finished that uphill and it's still this slight 1% incline you're trying to fight during this whole sprint finish. So here they go. They're going to finish this lap in about 22 minutes, give or take. There's 11 riders. Yeah, there are 11 riders. That's right. So Nick Hurd might be able to do it. So I think he's going to be able to do it because he's flying at 8.1. Wow. So again, there's 12 riders, but let's see, from 13th place through 22nd place, there's a pack, which is 13 seconds back. So that is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that's like 10 riders. So 10 riders. It's not enough because there's 11 in the front, 10 in the back. They really have to work. Let's see if they'll work. That's what happened earlier this morning during my B race. So there was a front pack and the chase pack, but the chase pack chased the whole time. That by the time they got to Libby Hill, none of them had anything left, whereas the front pack was basically fully recovered. So it's a catch-22 because if you work too hard, you have nothing for where it matters. But if you don't work, the race is over. So you might as well give it a try now, because if you miss it, you miss it. All right, let's check the B's quickly. Looks like Claire is solo 10 seconds off the front, which is fascinating to me. He has the polka dot jersey. Behind him, it looks like, oh, Sterney's pool boy's here. Nice, nice. All right, my pool boy's here. All right, so my pool boy is leading it in second place. He's chasing Claire. And then there's Andy Hatfield. So that's two dirts right there. Oh, but there is a big pack behind them. Oh, and here's our friend Andrew Robinson from TFC. Andrew was live the other week. I think it was 3 weeks ago. Andrew was here, so we were watching him suffer in the B category. So 19 riders. Mark Worthington is still there. Bowen is still there. All these names that we're familiar with. Lewis from 3R. Let's see if we could do a quick. Okay, so Claire is solo off the front, which is just absolute. It's just like absolute beasting it. Let's see. I'm just looking at his numbers right now. So he's within the range of. He's averaging 3.9, so he's within the range. So he's clear. All right, let's see if we could get a count on the team. I see 2 BRT, 2 dirt. 2 cryogen are in here, but there's also 1 cryogen up front, so that's 3. So the team to look out for right now is cryogen. I'm trying to get a good vantage point. 2 Kirkmeyer. It looks like a lot of 2s, a lot of pairs. So I hope these guys are communicating with each other. Do I see 2 3R riders? I think I do, because I see 1 WBR and I think I see another 3R. So okay, there's the rocket, KOM boy. So that's right, we're watching the guru, we're watching the master at work, putting on a clinic for the A race right now. Is he still here? I thought he was. I didn't see him get dropped, but I do see him in the comments. So everyone, if you need to learn how to Zwift, contact this man. He puts on a clinic once a week. It's only a couple $100, but well worth it. That was a joke. He definitely doesn't do that. Okay, so, oh, here's Ed Veal, and it looks like this second pack is going to chase him behind Ed Veal. the 1 hour TT champion of Canada, cranking out 400 watts consistently. So that's the benefit of having workhorses like that in your pack. Wow, so now this pack is up to 21 riders. I'm impressed. So here we are again. It's gonna calm down. The next riders back are a minute plus back, so this is a race between 21 riders now. I still see the 3 Kirkmeyer riders. Oh, and Ed is straight to the front. No messing around. He knows nothing but absolute speed, this man. 300 watts. Normally I wouldn't focus on someone without a heart rate monitor, but I think we verified him before the race. He is the national champion. So hopefully whoever's listening knows, stay on this man's wheel because he has power. All right, so everyone is just kind of following him right now. Is this 3 TFC riders? Yeah, this is. So still a showdown within the team race. Looking excellent right now. Do I risk it? Do I roll the dice and try to catch the C and the D finish? I think I will, because I'm a risky type of guy. So let's click back, see if we can catch the C finish. And it looks like we just did. So the C's are just finishing right now. Here's Ryan Deadpool, which we know Team TFC is Team Deadpool, basically. I think we just missed it. What a shame. Let me click back up before I lose this whole race. All right. This is the second B pack. Oh no, that was the third B pack. This is the second B pack. And this is the first B pack of about 20 riders. Saunders, give him a ride on. Let's see where Alex Clare is right now. My pool boy is always on the front. I mean, there's some dirty jokes in there, but I'll keep it like PG-13 rated. It doesn't need to be PG rated, but like, okay. Let's just say get in the back, my pool boy. That's all. Okay, Alex Clare still 10 seconds up front, holding 170 heart rate. I don't know what he's doing right now, but I mean, he's doing great. Let me click his profile. So 170 heart rate is pretty high for him. He maxes out around a low 180. So he's definitely getting into that zone 4 and 5. But before that, let's click back up to the A's. I don't know if we'll be able to catch the B finish today. So I want to focus on the A's. Where is Ed Veal? Because I know he's pumping out 350 watts somewhere. Is he off the front? No, he's not. Wes Ooms is back in the pack. Let's give him a ride on. They already did the sprint banner. All right, so right now we're just kind of, again, in that waiting period to our deaths. 20 riders in the A's. Team series. This is race 5 of 12. Only 9 count, so your 9 best count. 3 rider score. I think next week is London Loop, which is another one of those just like relentless courses because Box Hill. So it'll be 2 laps of London Loop for the A's and the B's, and probably 1 lap for the C's and the D's. I haven't raced personally London Loop in a long time because all these new maps have come out, like Innsbruck Ring and Innsbruck and New York, so it's kind of good to go back to the OG courses like London Loop. So it'll be fun to go revisit that. But Box Hill, man, it's gonna be brutal. So here we are again. Not much to talk about right now. Let's see if there's any action going on. It looks like Claire's gonna get caught. If I'm him, I want to get my heart rate low, but this could be a team tactic, so I don't want to discount any efforts because maybe he's letting his cryogen riders in the back catch a breath. So there's still, yeah, Mark Worthington is still there, Robinson, Andy Hatfield, Wood, Heiberg, all these guys who are consistently in the front pack throughout week after week. Here's Sim, Cryogen. This is a new team, Porto, I'm not familiar with, but it's good to see. Let's get back up to the front, and I think we're gonna stick with the front until the end of the race from now on. If there's a favorite in the race, it has to be Stefan right here. Stefan Kirkmeyer, one of the most seasoned guys on Zwift. Oh, and there's a move on up ahead. Fitzhugh, let's give him a ride on. So here's Fitzhugh. Blasting out 6.6, 7.0. He's really trying to make this move work. And he just did one lap already, so he's giving it everything right now. 500 watts, 7.0. Jason Fitzhugh from Essex. It looks like Jason, he can go 5.5 for 5 minutes. So if he's willing to go 5 plus for the next 2-3 minutes, he could get a gap. But no one's going to go after him because they know it's coming. They know the 3 climbs. They just did it one time. It's so hard to make it solo, especially with big downhills and big uphills. So breaking away uphill is easier because on the downhill, the pack gets so much speed in the draft, working together, breaking wind for each other. So 4.0 is not going to be enough for Jason right here, but 4.75, he's got to get those, pump up those numbers. Right now, these are rookie numbers for Jason right now. And here comes Nick Hurd. Nick Hurd again. He loves this point right here because he has the green jersey from this Broad Street sprint from last lap. So Nick Hurd is going to try to get Fitzhugh. And I think if he continues at this pace, he's going to fly by Fitzhugh because Hurd is going 32 miles an hour and Fitzhugh is going 25 miles an hour. Okay, so here comes Hurd bringing down the watts immediately. I wonder if he went for that sprint because I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking now. He timed that. He just went hard during the sprint section. Maybe he just wanted the green jersey. Hey, that's quite a possibility. I've never seen that mid-race to just go for a sprint, but I think he just wanted the green jersey because he hasn't even tried to catch Fitzhugh, who's probably only 10 meters in front of him. So there's Nick Hurd trying to PR in the Broad Street sprint segment mid-team celebration series. So props to Nick Hurd. Let's give him a big ride on from everybody. All right, back to the race. There are 3 riders ahead, but I don't believe they're going to do anything. I don't even think Nick Hurd wants to be there. Fitzhugh, here's Jason, Nick, and one more rider, Robert McEwen. Okay, they have about 7 seconds, but they're going downhill, so the seconds will increase, where in real time, the gap isn't increasing. We're 33 minutes into the race. I expect the A's to finish around 44 minutes, so we're looking at 10-ish minutes to the finish line. And like I said earlier, this Kirkmeyer A team is only 4 points behind the Cryogen C team overall. So if we're looking at points over all categories, your top 3 riders over the entire series, it's between an A team and a C team. And I'm sure they're aware of this. I'm sure they're talking about it on Discord to each other. Let's give the Jaeger a ride on. I wonder if it's worth looking at the sprint power for these riders because that uphill is just so difficult. It's probably more beneficial to look at their 1 minute max power because that Governor's Hill, it's a long sprint and it's one of the hardest to time. An early move works a lot of the time, and this is one of the rare places where an early move does in fact work. So I'll be on the lookout for anyone that goes early, anyone that goes right when that turn goes left. I'm sure everyone knows this. It's going to be a game of survival. If you can survive, you might have to go early. You might have to send someone from your team who's might not necessarily be a winning contender normally to try for that early move because it can really work. So here they go. 20 riders. Again, they're going to go straight to the U-turn, come back, start Libby Hill. Margalis on the back. Should I do a quick checkup on Alex Clare and the Bees? Gotta roll the dice. Okay, so Alex Clare is back. Foudre rider DeVita is there. Give him a ride on. There's a couple A's mixed in here, which might add to the dynamic. It'll get interesting. Here's Heiberg, so 19 riders in the B's. 3 Cryogen, 2 BRT, 2 Dirt, 2 Kirkmeyer, 2 WBR, 2 3R, excuse me. New name, 3R. And that's it, I missed them. So it's hard to click around while following the race and while commentating, so we caught a glimpse of them. Probably won't be able to get their finish, but we'll be able to get the A finish. It's going to be exciting. I'm looking at the previous KOM, and the Rocket got the KOM, and the Rocket got dropped on the second hill. But the other riders to look out for is the Portuguese rider who is, I think, first or second or third over the top. Viana, Schwartz. A lot of these guys. Let's see heart rates. 160s, getting lower. I don't see Ed Veal anymore. Maybe he was... I don't think he was dropped because he was just cranking out so much power. But I don't see him anymore. I guess he left the race early. Oh, here he is. There's Ed Veal. Okay, the Canadian flag. Looking smooth at 85 RPMs. He didn't make it in that first pack up Libby Hill, so I want to keep an eye on him. Let me quickly look at this live tab. Okay, so there are 3 TFC riders in this pack. 3 Kirkmeyer riders in this pack. Nick Hurd is from Cryogen. There are 2 3R riders. Let's see. Yeah, there are 2 3R riders. And we're just going around the U-turn, and like I said, 30 seconds from now is when that KOM banner is going to start. We saw an early move from the draft rider Gajda last lap. I wonder if that same move is going to happen again. Oh, there's Tom Gakes. So he's one of the 3R riders, and the other one is Henderson. Okay. So here we go. I'm getting nervous. Palms are sweaty. Knees weak. You know the drill. Blom on the front. 300 watts. Again, Jason Fitzhugh. What's he going to do on the front? 300 watts. Here they go. Still need to wait. Patience is the key right here. Increase it a little bit. Position yourself well, though. Position. Okay, and Ed Veal is on the front. I see his avatar standing at 500 watts, 105 RPMs. So he's cranking it out right now. And there's Viana holding his wheel. Letting up a little bit, because I think he doesn't want to break the draft. There they go. The pack is still together. I would say Wes Ooms is in the perfect position. Just in the front, just on that draft. Because you still have a little downhill right here. It's going to go down to negative 1%. Watch it. There it is. And then cobblestones are going to hit. Right turn. Eyes down. White knuckle it and just go. And this is the time you just got to go, 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 go. And here's Stefan, Kops, Schwartz, red numbers, Mergelas. There they go. There's Viana leading it again. We saw him from last lap. Kali. Everyone is still there. I don't think they're able to drop anyone. And if it's anyone, it's Ed Veal. He went too early. You got to save it for the cobblestones. There's Blom, TFC. Ooms, he's so close. He's not going to be able to grab it. Pollock, Gajda. Is Gajda going to be able to do it? Come on, man. Up, so close, so close. Come on, go, 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 go. I don't know if Gajda's going to be able to do it. 15 riders, and the 3 in front might not be able to do it either. Oh, but Stefan is there. Stefan will grab it for them. And his heart rate is high, close to 190 for Stefan. You rarely see his heart rate that high. So Gajda will do it, but I don't believe Pollock, Ooms, Blom, Kali, Ed Veal, Fitzhugh. About 5 were dropped. Let's see, 13 left. Mergelas trying to get recovered because the next one is really 30 seconds all out, no questions asked. Start thinking about heart rate low, shaking out the legs. Get to 0 if you can, because you're going to do 1 right turn and then a second right turn. At that second right turn, you better be in the proper gearing because everyone's going to be at 8 or higher with red numbers, and this could make or break your race. So here they go, right turn. This is the 29-second all out. Let's go, go, go. So here they go, 11, 12, 500 watts, 170, 600 watts, cops, 700, 800. And there goes Hendricks with 10.0, 1,000 watts. That's like I said, you have to give it everything you have. Don't let off the gas. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There's Hendricks. Gonna crest it first, gonna be able to catch a breath quickly. So bring it down, Hendricks. Bring it down, Hendricks. Okay, and there's the pack. It's very strung out. There's Murgalas. Stefan is being the perfect domestique for Murgalas. Crabe, he's gonna get it. He's still working so hard at 5.3, where Murgalas in front of him is going 1.7. Simon Nielsen, I don't know. So close, so close. He's in that perfect spot. I don't know. I think that might be it for him. So let's go to Murgalas. 11 riders now. There was 20. Now there's 11 after 2 hills. And is there a little gap? There is. 3 riders are only 2 seconds ahead. So Stefan is leading his... Oh, and there is a Kirkmeyer rider up there. So Schwartz is up there. Murgalas. Okay, but they're going to come together. Tom Gakes is in the back. 3, 6, 9, 11 riders now. Still 3 Kirkmeyer riders. Unbelievable to have a team this strong in an A race like this. So here they go. Governor's Hill, the final hill. Once you see that, they're going to make a right turn, but once you see the left turn, you're going to see the banner, but it's farther than you think, and it's still an uphill. Okay, let's see. Here we go, the final climb. Like I said, an early move can pay off, but not now. It's too early as right now. Hendricks is on the front. We've seen him on the front almost the entire race, and we saw his heart rate getting in the 190s, so he still has more to give. 400 watts. I see 5s, 5.5s, which is difficult, but it's still well within control for these riders. Okay, any red numbers? I'm ready to go if there are. Viana, 7.0 on the front. This is such a tough race because it's not a climber's race, it's not a sprinter's race, it's not a puncher's race. I don't know what it is. It's just an all-arounders type race. If you can cycle through that lactic acid, that's the kind of race it is. Okay, so here's Schwartz with red numbers. He's just doing it to maintain. There goes Hendricks at 9.1. He's going early, 200 beats per minute. And this is probably everything. And this is the move. Like I said, this is the early move. It can work. It really can work. And it looks like a gap is forming. Look at the top right. You can see the mini map. There is a little gap. It looks like 2 seconds to Viana. So there's 4 riders. Cops is going to get it. Kirkmeyer is there, but Kirkmeyer has the best sprint, and Kirkmeyer is going to take this hands down. I know it. 14 watts per kilogram. There he goes. Check out the rear view. It's Stefan Kirkmeyer. Oh, but Schwartz is there, his teammate, with 14.1. Oh my God, it's Schwartz. It's Kirkmeyer. It's going to be 1-2 for Kirkmeyer. It's going to be Schwartz who's going to fly by him, and Stefan's going to let off the gas to let him go. And there's Cops, so it's going to be Schwartz, Kirkmeyer, then Cops, and then Hendricks with the early move who made this happen. So it's Hendricks, Murgalas in 5th. So Kirkmeyer gets 1-2-5 in that race. Wow. Oh, and there's Nick Hurd closing out in 7th place. Oh, did he just sneak by Tom Gakes? I don't know. Great finish. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Next week, London Loop, Box Hill twice. Unbelievable. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you next week. Same time, same place. I'm Sterny.